What's going on, guys? It's Dramon.
Nightwing.
Excited.
And tomorrow, Batman v Superman. Grab those. Boom. Batman v Superman comes out tomorrow. It has come. The time is now. By the way,
Winner.
this kind of looks like him, but it's not him.
Yeah.
That one looks like him. Anyways, it comes out tomorrow. We're super pumped. It's gonna be great.
Are you sure? Because you keep bashing this movie.
The experience is gonna be great.
Okay.
Because this is literally the first superhero
I think
versus
I
superhero.
might need to bring a few change of pants when I watch the movie.
It's gonna be the first kind of superhero movie of its kind. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun here. We're gonna give a couple predictions, what we think's gonna happen.
Jaren, Batman v Superman, and fun? I don't know about that.
Okay, so let me start off with an example. The first question is, I know you love Batman. So chances are you're gonna love Batman.
Yes.
But Chris, what is one thing that they could do in this movie that'll piss you off about the Batman character? Example, for me, bat nipples on a costume. I'd be pissed off if that happened.
Stop it!
What about you?
It's not what I don't want to see him do. It's what they potentially might not do in this movie.
Okay, which is?
They teased the Robin. I'm torn between this because if there's only been one Robin, okay, and then that's the dead one, I can kind of live with that. That means that it would be Dick Grayson. But what I really want to happen, they stay super comic booky, and that's Jason Todd, and that there's a Nightwing somewhere. Okay, that's really what I want, and that has nothing to do with Batman, but that has to do with the Bat family. I want a Nightwing so bad.
Okay, so for me, a little bit, because I get confused with the whole Robin thing. It could get confusing.
It's not that bad.
And for the people who may not know watching, explain. So Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the Dick Grayson dies, that might potentially pull the plug on Nightwing.
Correct.
Okay.
And that would suck.
Right.
Like really bad to me. At the same time, I can at least like accept that this is such a real gritty Batman that's the stakes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you dress up in the tights and you could die.
So then
That's
Jason
okay.
Todd comes along and he's the new Robin.
Correct. And so
He becomes Red Hood though, right?
you're getting way ahead.
I know,
yeah.
but that's what he becomes. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
when he comes back from death.
Okay. Next question. You liked Man of Steel.
Yes.
Did you like Superman in Man of Steel?
That was not Superman. People are very confused by that. He had just put on the costume.
Okay, so, but did you like that character?
Yes.
Okay, so this question might be, you might have to skew it a little bit. Because a lot of people, for a long time, they're just like, they can't get Superman to work. I just can't connect with him, for a lot of people. So what's one way that they could get people to walk out of this theater and be like, holy crap, Superman is the shit?
I feel like they did that well in Man of Steel. I think that people don't connect with it because
They didn't though.
I know.
You felt that way, but they really didn't. A lot of that Man of Steel movie is very polarizing.
I think that people, that's the thing though, is that people were too caught up on tone and not enough in what they were showing.
I don't think it was tone, because Dark Knight is dirty, gritty as hell.
I know,
people
but
love it.
That's the tone of the character overall. And so that's where people are so used to Superman being the pretty boy in blue, you know, the blue Boy Scout, all this stuff. And by the way, in that trailer where he was talking shit to Batman and like we both agree that the dialogue was bad, I think that the dialogue was meant to be bad because he is such a goody two-shoes.
Okay.
That was a goody two-shoes trying to talk shit, and that shit was lame.
Maybe.
So, and I think that might have been intentional.
My problem with Man of Steel wasn't tone or anything. It was...
What was it then?
I felt like his performance was very stoic. I just... Because hear me out.
I do kind of where...
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Snyder made it very, I don't know how to call it, referential.
There was a lot of staring. This is my point. There were a lot of gray moments in it, right?
Yeah.
See, when I think about Man of Steel, I think back and I'm like, you know what? The relationship with his mom, wow, that was like,
good.
I like that. But then I watch it and I'm like, falling asleep. I'm like, I remember how this conversation started and ended, but everything in between is boring as hell.
That's the thing, is that they got me on his relationship with his family.
The camera didn't really pick up on him.
Maybe
it was just weird.
Maybe it's very hard to depict being a human and not a human. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you have to either emotionally connect with that or you don't.
I get that. If that's the case, the director didn't do a good job of getting that point across.
Maybe. And that's perfectly valid for
yeah.
if you believe that. That's the thing, is that I connected with it. Was that the question? I don't remember.
You're having a hard time answering the question,
Sorry.
which I expected. Here's what, because you like the Man of Steel and you like that character.
Correct.
For me, I don't. So
what was the question again?
One reason why I think, or one way I think they could make people love Superman.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Is this. He's not from this world, right? And I think there's a little bit of stink. I don't want to say stink, but I get this vibe from him where he secretly knows he's the shit. I could break all of your necks. He doesn't say that because he doesn't want to scare the people, right?
No, see, that's where I disagree, is that there was a scene in, I think it was Justice League Unlimited, it was an animated series, where he goes off on Darkseid and he was saying how, like, oh, you want to see my full power? I've always been holding back. I have to sneeze carefully. You know
that's what I mean. I think he knows how powerful he is, and But
that's not a snide version of him. That's him being like, crap, I can't even do this to you.
No,
because
I know.
I might break you.
Here's what I'm trying to say. He knows this, but I think the tone that they're trying to go for with Superman is he's conflicted, where everyone is making it really hard on him for him to hold back. They're really pushing him to his limit, and he's like, I don't have to deal with this. I could kill you all. That's the tone that I got away from, not just the trailers, but Man of Steel, where he's like, why do I love humans so much?
That's
you guys are a-holes.
Because he's a human.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. People are making it really hard for him to do what he wants, where he could it's super easy for him to just go the other way.
That's the thing, though, is that's where I connect with him, being like, dude, why are you putting up with their bullshit? But you're saying that they haven't done that.
No, I'm saying that's what they're going for. You missed the sentence that I said. That's because what I said.
Maybe I misinterpreted.
What I didn't like was his stoic-ass performance that didn't radiate off the camera. Because this is a very interesting dynamic we're talking about that he doesn't have to deal with their bullshit, but he is.
I think it did. When he was handcuffed,
this is the tone.
Let them cuff him, everything.
This is the tone. So this is what I think they could do to make people love Superman. Like, we agree. He doesn't have to put up with this bullshit.
Yeah.
They make him mortal. Batman puts a whooping on his ass.
Of course.
I know. They put a whooping on his ass.
Yeah.
Aquaman puts a whooping on his ass. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
But they make him mortal, and Superman realizes, you know what? I may be super powerful, but there's always something bigger, and I gotta work with these dudes. And I think that will be more relatable than what they did in Man of Steel. And that's how people leave going, hey, Superman knows that he's not the shit anymore.
But see, that's the thing, though, is that that's with a part of your viewpoint that I'm not agreeing with, is that I don't think that Superman thinks he's the shit.
Okay, but he knows that he's the most powerful being.
Yeah, but that's a fact, though. That's not like him thinking that he's
right.
the shit.
So what I'm saying is he leaves this movie knowing that, okay, he's not anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
To a certain point.
Of course, yeah, he's gonna get
he's gonna get stunned.
He's gonna get humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
But not by the whole oh you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think it needs to happen in this movie. They can't egg it out. Like, if they do the same thing they did in Man of Steel, where they're like, he still is really powerful.
Well, yeah.
They need to humble him now.
In this, I think that Batman's gonna be you know, and then he's gonna sit there and being like, I can just break your neck, right? Like, and not in a condescending way, just stop fucking with me before I kick your ass.
So
and
they can't keep that throughout.
But that's the thing, though, is that, and then Batman is saying, yo, I'm here, bitch. And then he kicks his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Superman kicks his ass?
No, Batman kicks Superman's ass, and then Superman...
Right.
And you
so
see
they need to humble him.
That's what they're gonna do. Because before, he doesn't act like he's a god. He just knows that, like, I'm not here to hurt you. I know what you guys are thinking.
In Man of Steel, he held back the entire time, except for when he did Zod. And he was conflicted. He's like, no. And then he said, you know what, I have to. Boom, you're done, son. But in this one, I want Superman to get so flustered. He's like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going all out. And then he gets humbled.
That's what I'm saying, is that's what I feel
I don't want him to get humbled with him at half speed. Next one, pitch me your Aquaman entrance.
Aquaman, swift and powerful of the oceans, with ability to summon and command all creatures of the deep. Aquaman, who with his teenage ally, Aqualad, guards and defends all that lives in the seas against the forces of evil. Aquaman, king of the seven seas.
What the f*** is this?
The first time you see Aquaman,
The first time?
pitch it to me.